And Democrats accuse President Trump of trying to destroy the post office, but the White House is pushing back to straighten out the narrative. OAN Chief White House Correspondent Rion has more.
Despite the White House's historic Middle East peace deal and milestone use of the Defense Production Act in the war on COVID-19, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is stirring the headline pot. To Democrats, the Trump administration's reform of the U.S. Postal Service is an affront to democracy and will prevent people avoiding COVID from voting by mail. White House Deputy Press Secretary and Deputy Communications Director Brian Morgenstern tells One American News this is a disastrous argument for Democrats.
Even Dr. Fauci says voting in person is okay. There's a way to do it. We can be perfectly safe. We can go to the supermarket. We can go to peacefully protest. We can also show up and vote. So this notion that our democracy is somehow under threat, it is fake. It is the Democrats trying to instill fear in the American people. It's not fair to the American people. Brought to you by the same people who brought you the Russia hoax.
In a letter to Democrats Sunday night, Pelosi pleaded colleagues to return to Washington for an emergency vote on postal legislation, arguing the Postal Service is a pillar of democracy and is essential for delivering such things as Social Security checks. Under this guise, Pelosi hopes to block reform. Unfortunately for Pelosi, President Obama digitized Social Security check delivery back in 2010, eliminating the Postal Service's role altogether. Worse, Obama himself agreed then what President Trump is arguing now. The post office needs reform.
UPS and FedEx are doing just fine, right? No, they are. I mean, it's the post office that's always having problems.
Morgenstern adds, despite the fact Pelosi didn't see fit to stick around and pass COVID relief for Americans, that she's forcing Congress back into session over the post office is a good thing. It's another chance for the White House to negotiate bigger issues.
The president wants the members of Congress to come back to work on direct impact payments to Americans who maybe need a little bridge to the other side of this virus. He wants people to work on unemployment insurance, which he's already taken action on. He wants people to work on small business PPP loans to help small businesses who employ half of our workforce get to the other side of this virus. And yet somehow the Democrats want to focus on the post office. It makes no sense. The president is here to protect people. The Democrats are trying to throw up smokescreen and protect their friends who maybe have not managed their state budgets so well. So the president's for people. The Democrats are just throwing up distraction after distraction.
Morgenstern adds the White House has clearly emphasized it is not opposed to funding the post office, even though it has lost $69 billion over 11 years. It simply needs restructuring.
So this whole notion that our election system is under threat because of the president's desire to reform the Postal Service, it's simply false. It is not true at all. And going forward, it would be nice to reform it so that the Postal Service could be more self-sustaining, but it is perfectly ready, willing, and able to do all of its duties as they relate to the election.
Rion, One American News, the White House.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.